USB, short for Universal Serial Bus, is hands down the greatest of all time when it comes to ports. It's literally everywhere on laptops and PCs because it handles so much. Connecting keyboards, mice, external drives, printers, chargers, you name it. Way back in the 90s, every device had its own weird, unique connector, turning your desk into a spaghetti mess of cables. USB showed up like a hero saying, "Nah, we're standardizing this." Boom! One universal interface to simplify life. Shapes-wise, there's Type A, the classic flat rectangle you plug into your computer for most stuff. Type B is bulkier and squarish, usually for printers or scanners. Old-school mini USB popped up on things like PS3 controllers, and micro USB dominated phone charging for years. Remember the rage of plugging it in wrong multiple times? Then USB-C dropped and changed the game. Reversible oval design means it slides in first try every time. No flips needed. It transfers data way faster, delivers more power for quick charging, and even carries video signals to external monitors or portable screens. Seriously, one USB-C cable can do charging, data, and display. Total win. Versions add the speed sauce. USB 1 was prehistoric. White ports. Painfully slow at 12 megabits per second, extinct now. Quick tip. Megabits versus megabytes. 8 bits make a byte, so real-world speeds are slower than advertised. USB 2, black ports, hits 480 megabits per second, solid for every day. USB 3, X goes blue, 5 to 20 gigabits per second with more pins. USB 4 on Type-C, 40 gigabits plus insane power, but mostly high-end. Yellow or red ports, sleep and charge magic for juicing devices when your PC's off. VGA, standing for Video Graphics Array, is straight up the grandfather of video connectors. You'll spot it as that chunky blue plug with 15 pins arranged in 3 rows. Classic old-school look. Back in the day, this was the go-to for hooking computers to monitors, projectors, or even TVs in classrooms and offices. It carries analog signals, meaning it could push resolutions up to around 1080p at best. But the image quality? Kinda meh by today's standards. Since it's analog, think wavy old TV signals, pictures often come out blurry, fuzzy, or with weird color shifts compared to modern digital ports. No sharpness, no vibrancy, just that retro softness. Huge L. VGA doesn't carry audio at all. Video only. So if you wanted sound from your computer to speakers or the display, you'd need a separate 3.5mm audio cable plugged in elsewhere. Total hassle. In 2025, VGA is pretty much retired and gathering dust. Digital alternatives blew it out of the water with crystal clear images, better colors, and built-in audio. You'll still find VGA on ancient desktops, legacy projectors in schools, or super old laptops, but new devices? Nah, it's gone. If your setup forces you to use VGA, maybe with an adapter, expect that grainy vibe. It's functional for basic presentations, but not for gaming, movies, or anything where quality matters. Time to level up to something fresher, if you can. HDMI. High-definition multimedia interface is the everyday king for connecting displays. It's that slim, trapezoid-shaped port that sends both high-quality video and audio through just one cable. No more juggling multiple wires. Plug it into your TV, monitor, projector, gaming console, or even a laptop dock, and you're set for movies, games, or work presentations with sound included. Standard HDMI is the full-size one on most TVs and computers. But there are smaller siblings, mini HDMI for DSLRs or portable monitors, and micro HDMI for compact devices like GoPro action cameras or old tablets, handy for on-the-go setups. Versions determine how beast it performs. HDMI 1.4 was early 4K support, but only at 30 Hz feels choppy for anything moving fast. HDMI 2 upgraded to buttery smooth 4K at 60 Hz, plus HDR for those deep blacks and popping colors that make content look alive. The latest, HDMI 2.1, goes nuclear. Full 8K at 60 Hz, or 4K at a silky 120 Hz. Perfect for next-gen gaming with no tearing. One limitation though, HDMI is designed for one port to one screen. No built-in chaining for multiples. If you're building a dual or triple monitor battle station and run out of HDMI slots, you'll need adapters or a different port. Still, HDMI's universality makes it the default choice for home entertainment. Pretty much every TV and console uses it, so cables are cheap and everywhere. Easy win for casual users. DisplayPort, often just called DP, is HDMI's pro-level cousin, built mainly for computer-to-monitor connections. The connector looks a lot like HDMI, but with one corner clipped at an angle, quick way to tell them apart. It's digital all the way, delivering sharp, high-quality video without any analog fuzz. The killer feature? Daisy chaining. You run one cable from your PC's DisplayPort out to the first monitor, then another cable from that monitor's DP out to the next, and keep chaining. Suddenly, a whole row of screens with minimal cable mess from just one port on your computer. Absolute godsend for multi-monitor setups. Think programmers with code on one screen and docs on others. Video editors timeline juggling. Traders watching charts, or sim racers with immersive views. Performance is top tier. DP 1.2 handles reliable 4K at 60 Hz. DP 1.4 amps it to 8K at 60 Hz with HDR, or 4K at 120 Hz for smooth gaming. The newest, DP2, pushes ridiculous resolutions like 16K, though that's overkill for 99% of people. It's aimed at specialists in medical imaging, astronomy, or ultra-high-res workflows. Why not everyone uses it? HDMI is more common on TVs and consoles, so it's the household standard. But for PC enthusiasts and productivity beasts, DisplayPort is clutch. Cables support higher bandwidths over longer distances too. If you're expanding your desk real estate, hunt for DP. It'll save your sanity. Thunderbolt. A premium, high-octane tech cooked up by Intel with Apple vibes. It looks identical to USB-C, same oval shape, but rocks a tiny lightning bolt icon to show it's special. Think USB-C leveled up with DisplayPort superpowers baked in, insane speeds, power delivery, and monitor chaining. Early Thunderbolt 1 and Thunderbolt 2 used a mini DisplayPort-style connector, topping out at 10 to 20 gigabits per second with basic 4K support. The revolution hit with Thunderbolt 3, switched to USB-C shape, blasted to 40 gigabits per second. That means driving two 4K monitors at 60 Hz smoothly, one 8K display, or even 4K at higher refresh rates. Bonus flex. Connect external GPUs, eGPUs, via one cable to give thin laptops desktop-grade graphics for gaming or 3D rendering. Thunderbolt 4 looks the same, keeps 40 gigabits but guarantees consistent full-speed performance across certified cables and devices, no more random slowdowns. The newest beast, Thunderbolt 5, rolling out more in late 2025, triples bandwidth to 120 gigabits, pumps up to 240 watts for charging power-hungry laptops, and handles wild display combos like 3 4K at 144 Hz or dual 8K at 60 Hz. Downside? It's mostly on higher-end laptops, MacBooks, premium Windows machines, and desktops. Not every USB-C port is Thunderbolt, so check the logo. For creators, gamers, or pros needing max throughput, it's worth the investment. One port doing everything at lightning, pun intended, speeds. Ethernet? It is the OG wired internet port, that wider rectangular slot looking like a beefed-up phone jack, technically RJ45. You plug in a network cable straight to your router, or switch for a direct connection. In a world dominated by Wi-Fi, why even bother with a wire? Simple. Stability and speed without the drama. Wi-Fi is convenient for roaming around the house, but it converts your data to radio waves, beams them wirelessly, then converts back. That extra step adds latency, tiny delays. Even with fast internet, you might notice input lag in games, stuttering video calls, or delayed responses. Ethernet skips the wireless hop entirely. Zero conversion delay means rock-solid connection, lower ping, and max speeds consistently. Competitive gamers and shooters like CS2 or Valorant love by it. Shaving milliseconds can win rounds. Streamers prefer it to avoid dropouts mid-broadcast. Download huge files, wired hits peak speeds every time. Of course, Wi-Fi wins for mobility, couch gaming, or phone browsing. But if your desk setup allows, plug in Ethernet for clutch moments. Most modern laptops have it, or via adapter, and routers love it. In 2025, with gigabit and multi-gig internet common, wired is still king for no-compromise performance. Lag-free life? Yes, please. Audio jack. That classic 3.5mm round port, often color-coded green, is your straightforward hub for all things sound. Plug in wired headphones, earbuds, external speakers, or even a microphone, and you're good for music, calls, gaming, or podcasts without relying on Bluetooth. Back in the day, computers had separate jacks, one for audio out, headphones or speakers, and another for mic in. That split made sense because older TRS plugs, 3 rings, could only handle one direction at a time, either playback or recording. Modern setups evolved to TRRS, 4 rings, letting one single jack do both output and input seamlessly. Your headset with a built-in mic plugs right in. No adapters needed most times. Laptops and desktops keep this port alive because wired audio is reliable, no battery drain, no pairing issues, no compression artifacts, like some wireless options. Phones famously ditched the jack for courage, aka thinner designs and wireless push, forcing dongles or AirPods life. But on computers, it's still standard, especially for pros needing low latency monitoring or high quality cans. Gamers love it for positional audio without delays. If your port combo supports it, even phone-style headsets work. Simple, universal, and glitch-free. The audio jack might feel old school in 2025, but it's a quiet hero for pure, uninterrupted sound vibes. Kensington Lock. The Kensington Lock slot is this tiny, rectangular, or sometimes T-shaped opening you might spot on the side of older or business laptops. It's not for plugging data, it's purely physical security. You attach a compatible cable lock, one end clicks into the slot, the metal cable loops around a fixed object like a table leg, and locks with a key or combo. The idea is to deter quick grab-and-run thefts in public spots. Think coffee shops, libraries, airports, or shared offices. Someone can't just snatch your laptop and bolt. They'd need tools or time to cut the cable. It was big in the 2000s and 2010s when laptop theft was more opportunistic. But real talk, in 2025, it's fading fast. Many ultra-thin modern laptops skip it entirely for sleeker designs. Plus, threats evolved. Malware, ransomware, or remote wiping are way scarier than physical theft. A thief grabbing your device? Find My or similar tracks it anyway. And honestly, even with a lock, I'd never leave my laptop unattended. One distracted moment, and bye. Some schools or corporate IT still mandate them for inventory security. Cables are cheap if your device has the slot. It's a low-tech, no-battery anti-theft vibe, but more nostalgic than essential now. Keep your stuff close, use strong passwords, and enable tracking. That's the real protection play these days. There you have it. Every computer port explained. No headache, all vibes. Now you're ready to plug in like a pro. Drop your most hated port, micro USB flips anyone, or your fave in the comments. Hit that like if this helped, and subscribe for more tech breakdowns. Stay plugged in, fam. Peace.